In South Korea, cleaning isn't just about tidying up. It's a sacred ritual. It's the quiet art of clearing away chaos, not only from the floor, but from the heart. Walk into a Korean home, and you'll notice something almost magical. Spotless floors, perfectly folded linens, and not a single item out of place. But what you're really seeing isn't just order, it's peace. A deep, soul-level peace that many around the world are still searching for. Because for Koreans, cleaning isn't a task. It's therapy. It's meditation. It's how they reset their minds, restore their energy, and reconnect with who they really are. Every swipe of a cloth, every folded blanket, every uncluttered shelf, it's a small act of healing. A way to remind the soul, you are safe, you are calm, you are home. And that's the secret the rest of the world is starting to notice. While many clean to impress, Koreans clean to express, to purify not just their surroundings, but their spirits. In this video, we'll uncover how Korea turned cleanliness into a spiritual discipline, from the shoes-off culture at every doorstep, to minimalist living that keeps both body and mind light. You'll see how these daily habits aren't just about having a beautiful home, but about creating a beautiful life. So before we dive deeper, take a moment. Hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe if you're ready to discover the hidden peace behind Korea's soul decluttering lifestyle. Because trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at cleaning the same way again. The secret philosophy behind Korean cleanliness. To understand why Koreans treat cleanliness almost like a sacred ritual, you have to look beyond the mop and broom and into the roots of their philosophy. In Korea, cleaning is not just about hygiene, it's about harmony. It's a reflection of the mind, the spirit, and the moral order of life itself. Centuries ago, during the Joseon dynasty, Confucianism shaped how Koreans viewed daily living. Order, respect, and purity weren't just social values, they were spiritual principles. A well-kept home represented a well-kept soul. Dust and clutter weren't seen as harmless. They symbolized disorder in the heart. The cleaner your space, the more aligned you were with virtue, patience, and humility. Then came the influence of Buddhism, teaching that cleanliness is a path to enlightenment. Monks would sweep temple grounds at sunrise, not to make them beautiful, but to still the mind, to clear both the earth and the ego. Even today, many Koreans see cleaning as a silent conversation with themselves, a way to release negative energy and reset spiritually. This mindset flows into modern Korean life. From the bustling streets of Seoul to the quiet countryside, you'll find the same rhythm. People organizing, polishing, and tending to every detail. It's not an obsession, it's mindfulness in motion. A clear room is a calm mind. A tidy desk means focused thoughts. And a swept doorstep, that's the beginning of a new day, pure, balanced, and hopeful. There's even a Korean saying, a clean house brings clean fortune. But what they really mean is, when your environment is light, your heart follows. In a world where many rush through chores, Koreans slow down. They treat cleanliness as self-respect. And every act of tidying becomes a quiet declaration, my mind deserves peace. So when you see a perfectly arranged Korean home, don't just admire the aesthetics, see the philosophy. You're looking at generations of wisdom that turned something ordinary into something deeply spiritual. Shoes-off culture, the spiritual gateway. In Korea, the journey to a clean soul begins before you even step inside. At the door, there's a small but sacred boundary, a raised step, a change in flooring, and often a quiet pause. This is the shoes-off zone, a line between the outside world and the purity within. For outsiders, it might seem like simple etiquette, a polite house rule. But in Korean culture, removing your shoes is far more than that. It's an act of spiritual separation. The shoes carry the dust, noise, and chaos of the world, the stress of work, the rush of the city, the burdens of the day. To cross that threshold without taking them off would mean dragging all of that energy inside. So when Koreans slip off their shoes at the door, it's not just a physical gesture, it's symbolic. It's a small moment of letting go, of saying, the outside world can wait, I'm home now. This ritual has deep roots in Confucian respect and Buddhist mindfulness. Ancient homes were built with raised floors called ondol, heated stone floors where families sat, ate, and slept. To step on them with dirty shoes was not just unhygienic. It was disrespectful, even unthinkable. The home was sacred ground, a space for warmth, purity, and emotional renewal. Even today, modern apartments in Seoul keep this custom alive. The Genkan-style entrance, small, simple, and clean, is a quiet transition space that signals peace. It's where the outer world ends and the inner world begins. Psychologists might call it a mental reset. The moment you remove your shoes, your brain associates it with safety, rest, and belonging. It's a cue to unwind, a daily ritual that cleanses not just your floor, but your mood. And that's the beauty of Korean living. It's not about luxury or trends. It's about intentional living. Every act, no matter how small, has meaning. Because when you leave your shoes at the door, you're not just stepping into your home, you're stepping into yourself. The less is peace movement. In a world obsessed with more possessions, more gadgets, more noise, South Korea is quietly leading a revolution in the opposite direction. It's called the minimal life, and its message is simple yet profound: less is peace. This movement isn't just about empty rooms or sleek furniture. It's about making space for your soul to breathe. Koreans are discovering that peace doesn't come from what you own, but from what you can live without. Walk into a modern Korean apartment, and you'll feel it instantly. Calm air, soft light, and open space. No cluttered shelves or piles of unnecessary things. Just essentials, beautifully arranged. Every item has a purpose. Every corner feels intentional. It's not emptiness, it's clarity. This mindset is deeply rooted in Korea's history. After war and hardship, generations learned to live with little and found beauty in simplicity. But today's youth are embracing it as a spiritual reset from the chaos of modern life. Social media, competition, and constant comparison have left many feeling overwhelmed. Minimalism for them is a quiet rebellion. Korean minimalist influencers often say, "When my room became lighter, so did my heart." And it's true. Science backs it up. Less clutter means less stress, more focus, and better sleep. But for Koreans, it's not about trendy organization. It's about emotional balance. Even design reflects this peace. Neutral tones, natural wood, warm light, all chosen to soothe the senses. Their homes feel like sanctuaries, not showrooms. You won't find excess decor or flashy displays. Instead, you'll find peace in the quiet details. A cup of tea, a single plant, sunlight spilling across a wooden floor. Because to live minimally is to live mindfully. It's choosing calm over chaos, essence over excess. It's understanding that when you own too much, your things begin to own you. And that's why in Korea, minimalism isn't just a lifestyle. It's a philosophy, a reminder that the less you carry, the more room you have for joy. Cleaning as meditation. For many Koreans, cleaning is not a chore, it's a ceremony, a quiet time to reconnect with the self, to find stillness in movement, and to restore balance in both the home and the heart. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. In Korea, you'll often see people cleaning early in the morning, sweeping courtyards, wiping tables, or scrubbing corners in silence. There's no rush, no frustration, just calm, steady rhythm. It's almost poetic, as if every stroke of the cloth wipes away a little bit of yesterday's worry. This idea comes from centuries of tradition. In Buddhist temples, monks begin each day not with prayer, but with cleaning. They sweep the grounds and polish the floors, not to please anyone, but to clear the mind. The act itself becomes a form of moving meditation. The temple, they say, reflects the soul. When it shines, so does the spirit. That same wisdom has quietly shaped Korean homes for generations. Mothers teach children that cleaning isn't punishment, it's practice. It teaches patience, respect, and mindfulness. Schools, military camps, and workplaces in Korea all have designated cleaning times. Everyone, from students to CEOs, joins in. It's a shared ritual that builds humility and community. Modern psychology now echoes what Korean tradition has long known. Cleaning helps regulate emotions. The repetitive motion, the sense of progress, the physical order, all of it grounds the mind. It brings a sense of control in a chaotic world. Some Koreans even call cleaning their stress detox. With quiet music playing or no sound at all, they tidy their rooms as a way to process emotions and refresh their thoughts. Each folded shirt, each cleared surface, becomes a small act of renewal, a personal meditation. So when a Korean cleans, they're not just removing dust. They're polishing their peace. They're making room for gratitude, clarity, and calm to flow back in. Because in the end, it's not about how spotless your floor is. It's about how still your spirit feels when you're done. Baekseolgi mind, the white cake symbol. If there's one color that captures the soul of Korean cleanliness, it's white. Not the sterile white of hospitals, but a warm, living white. The color of peace, clarity, and new beginnings. And in Korea, this purity is beautifully symbolized by a simple rice cake called baekseolgi. Baekseolgi. Baekseolgi, a soft steamed rice cake made entirely white, is more than a dessert. It's a symbol of purity and fresh starts. It's served at birthdays, weddings, and first birth celebrations to wish for a life as pure and clean as the cake itself. Its color represents the heart untainted by greed or pride, a blank canvas ready for renewal. This symbolism spills into Korean homes and lifestyles. You'll notice how many interiors embrace neutral tones. White walls, beige fabrics, pale woods. This is not mere minimalism, it's emotional design. Koreans believe that light colors reflect a clear mind and a calm heart. A cluttered room filled with loud colors can stir restlessness, but a soft, white-toned space invites stillness. Historically, Koreans were even called the white-clad people because of their preference for wearing plain white handbooks. It wasn't poverty, it was pride. White symbolized honesty, modesty, and a clean conscience. Wearing it was a silent declaration, I live with purity and truth. Today, that same spirit lives on in modern Korean design. Clean lines, open spaces, and harmony between nature and simplicity. It's an aesthetic that mirrors the Baekseolgi mind, the desire to start each day unburdened, to wash away emotional dust, and to move forward with clarity. Even when life feels chaotic, Koreans seek ways to return to this mental whiteness. Cleaning becomes a form of purification, not to erase what happened, but to release it, to start fresh. Because in Korea, the goal isn't just to keep your surroundings bright, it's to keep your soul untarnished, to live each day like a piece of baekseolgi, soft, simple, and pure. The psychology of a decluttered life. What if your surroundings could mirror your state of mind? In Korea, this isn't just a poetic idea, it's a living truth. The belief that a clean space creates a clear mind runs deep in Korean culture, shaping homes, schools, and even workplaces. And now, science is catching up with what Korea has practiced for centuries. Psychologists around the world agree, clutter affects the brain. Too many objects, too much noise, too many distractions. They overload our senses, trigger stress hormones, and cloud decision-making. In contrast, an organized, tidy environment tells your mind that life is in order, that you're safe, stable, and in control. Koreans have long understood this instinctively. Step into a Korean home and you'll sense it, calm, light, intentional. Nothing screams for attention. Every object belongs, and every space breathes. This kind of order doesn't just please the eyes, it soothes the soul. Korean lifestyle mentors often say, your room reflects your heart. If the room is chaotic, perhaps your emotions are too. But when you take the time to tidy up, you're not just fixing your surroundings, you're healing yourself. Each item you organize, each surface you wipe, becomes a tiny act of emotional alignment. This is why many Koreans treat cleaning as part of self-care. It's not punishment or perfectionism, it's therapy through motion. The repetitive actions, the transformation of space, and the satisfaction of order releases dopamine and reduces anxiety. It's mindfulness in the simplest form. Some Korean psychologists even use decluttering exercises in counseling, teaching clients to let go of items that carry heavy memories. to symbolically free themselves from emotional weight. It's a profound truth. Sometimes to change your life, you start by cleaning your room. And that's the essence of Korean living. Simplicity isn't emptiness, it's mental freedom. Because when your surroundings are peaceful, your thoughts become clearer, your emotions gentler, and your spirit lighter. From home to city, the nation that cleans together. In South Korea, cleanliness doesn't stop at the doorstep. It extends into the heartbeat of the nation itself. From the narrow alleys of Busan to the bustling avenues of Seoul, you'll see something remarkable, a culture that cleans together. Early in the morning, before the rush begins, you'll find shop owners sweeping their storefronts, elders tidying neighborhood paths, and students cleaning their school halls, all without being told. There's no fanfare, no reward, just quiet cooperation. It's a daily dance of respect, where everyone plays their part to keep the shared space beautiful. This tradition dates back to Korea's post-war years, when rebuilding wasn't just about constructing cities, it was about restoring dignity. Citizens took pride in their surroundings, believing that keeping the streets clean was a way to show love for the nation. Over time, that sense of communal responsibility became part of Korean identity. Even today, there's an unspoken social expectation. You don't litter, you don't make a mess, and if you see one, you clean it. It's not about law enforcement or public image. It's about collective harmony. A clean city reflects a clean conscience. Public cleaning events are common. Entire communities gather to sweep parks, scrub benches, or wash walls. Students learn early that maintaining cleanliness isn't just for grades or discipline. It's a moral act, a sign of gratitude to the environment that sustains them. This national mindfulness has tangible results. Seoul, one of the busiest cities on earth, remains surprisingly orderly. Trash bins might be few, yet the streets stay spotless. Why? Because Koreans carry their waste home, a small inconvenience for a shared ideal. To them, cleanliness is not a task, but a collective meditation, a quiet promise that everyone deserves a space that feels cared for. It's a reflection of national unity, where each broom stroke becomes a gesture of respect, not just for others, but for the land itself. Because in Korea, cleaning isn't an act of service, it's an act of citizenship. And when a whole nation values purity, the soul of the country shines just as brightly as its streets. Digital decluttering, the modern Korean evolution. In today's hyper-connected world, clutter doesn't just pile up on our desks. It floods our screens, our minds, and even our emotions. And once again, South Korea is leading a quiet revolution in how to fight it. This time not with a broom or duster, but with digital decluttering. Koreans have long understood that true peace begins with mental order. But as technology became the center of daily life, with endless notifications, social feeds, and digital noise, even the most mindful began to feel overwhelmed. The solution: apply the same principles that keep their homes clean to their digital spaces. From influencers to office workers, many Koreans are now practicing what they call digital minimalism. It's the art of curating your digital life, unsubscribing from unnecessary channels, deleting unused apps, cleaning up photo galleries, and limiting screen time. It's about transforming your phone from a source of anxiety into a tool for peace. Apps that track phone usage or encourage focus time are wildly popular in Korea. Cafes even host digital detox days, where visitors leave their phones in a box and simply enjoy conversation, tea or silence. Schools have also joined the movement, teaching students to balance online engagement with real-world mindfulness. Korean psychologists say this shift mirrors the cultural philosophy of jongri, the act of putting things in proper order. Whether it's your desk, your thoughts, or your digital files, organizing brings clarity and restores harmony. And when you think about it, digital clutter is just another form of noise, one that distracts the heart. By clearing it, Koreans are reclaiming mental space for creativity, focus, and calm. Even social media habits are changing. Many young Koreans now prefer smaller friend circles, private accounts or minimalist profiles, valuing authenticity over attention. Their goal isn't to disconnect from technology, but to reconnect with themselves, because in the end, the same principle holds true. Whether it's your home or your phone, a clean space creates a peaceful mind. And in a world constantly demanding your attention, the greatest luxury is silence. The hidden reward, a soul at peace. At the heart of Korean cleanliness lies the truth so simple, yet so profound. Cleaning is not about perfection, it's about peace. It's not about spotless rooms or polished floors. It's about creating a space where your soul can finally breathe. When you watch a Korean mother wipe down her table at the end of the day, or see a young student carefully folding their laundry, it's easy to think it's just a habit. But to them it's something deeper, a closing ritual, a way of saying, I've done my best today and now I rest in peace. Every act of tidying becomes a quiet prayer for balance. Every organized space whispers calm to the mind, and in that stillness something beautiful happens. Clarity returns. Gratitude awakens. The noise of life fades into gentle order. In a world that celebrates chaos, speed and consumption, Korea's way of living feels almost revolutionary. It's a reminder that peace doesn't arrive in grand gestures. It grows through small, consistent acts of care. Cleaning becomes a form of self-love, a dialogue between you and your surroundings, where every motion heals a part of you that the world has worn down. This is the hidden reward, not the shiny surface or fresh scent, but the serenity that settles within you afterward. The satisfaction of living light, the joy of presence, the calm that comes from knowing everything, even your thoughts, is in its right place. And maybe that's the lesson the world needs right now. That cleanliness isn't just about wiping dust. It's about wiping away the weight of yesterday. So the next time you sweep your floor or tidy your room, pause for a moment. Feel the silence. Breathe the peace. Because in that simple act, you're doing more than cleaning your home. You're decluttering your soul. If this message touched you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. There's so much more to uncover about the wisdom hidden in everyday Korean life. And this journey of peace is only beginning.